You know, there is a concept in Judaism which is known as hakaras hatov. And loosely translated, it means being grateful. But it's a much broader concept. It means being loyal. It means being devoted. It means to express deep felt gratitude, thanks, and expressing it constantly to those who have shown gratitude to us. And the Jewish people are very loyal to their friends and allies. And it's a great honor and a privilege to be in the presence of an individual who has been so devoted to this country and at the same time has been such a close friend of our community. Mr. Secretary, for all of you've done for the United States of America and your service of this country, for standing up for the rights and privileges of our community, for standing up against anti-Semitism, calling out BDS for what it really is, for heralding the Abraham Accords, we express to you our deep, heartfelt hakaras hatov. The history of the Jewish people is one of not only survival, but also of triumph. We've endured inquisitions and pogroms and indeed the Holocaust. And we've suffered greatly. But we have not only survived, but we have rebuilt. And I have witnessed this firsthand as being the son and son-in-law of Holocaust survivors. My parents and in-laws came to these shores, enduring the horrors of the concentration camps, coming with shattered lives, penniless. And they had the courage, they had the strength, the bravery to rebuild their lives, their families, their communities, and institutions of Torah learning. And that was the foundation and the inspiration for the building of DIRSHU, which was mentioned, the Torah organization, and the foundation of Torah learning, which is the foundation of our lives and our moral compass. And despite all that we have suffered and all we endured and all the horrors and all the death and destruction, we have survived. And the Jewish people are, thank God, flourishing, and Torah institutions are flourishing. But yet there are dark clouds on the horizon. And there's an increase in the incidence of anti-Semitism that we've witnessed over the last few years, and there's an increase in anti-Semitic violent attacks in greater numbers than we've seen since Nazi Germany. And it's not only the statistics, it's not only the numbers that cause grave concern, but it's the nature of it as well. That era, those horrific crimes, they were the product of not only thugs, not only hoodlums, not only gangsters, but it was the product of one of the most advanced civilizations in mankind. And that era, they sank into a deep pit of lies and deception and hypocrisy and hatred. And some of that anti-Semitism came from not only the lowest echelons of society, but even the highest echelons. And even some of the most great thinkers and progressive thinkers. And in our time, these horrific acts that we witnessed over the last few years have been the product not only from the lowest echelons of society, not only from the thugs and the gangsters, but have come from institutions of highest learning, the most respected universities and thinkers in the country. The hypocrisy, the intellectual dishonesty, that while combating racism, are openly anti-Semitic. And we have politicians and public figures that while school children are locked down and are being deprived of basic education and untold damage to their lives, that instead of expending energy to try to educate them, are spending energy and public funds tearing down monuments of the founding fathers in an effort to combat racism and turning a blind eye when Jews are being massacred. So it's important, it's critical that we have public leaders, we have leaders that have a clear understanding of the issues facing our community.